you ever heard a lie so unrealistic that it seems improbable someone would actually use it? So improbable that you start wondering maybe you're missing something or misremembering a story. Has anyone ever made you question your reality? Have you ever been gaslighted? This is another field guide to bad behavior. Let's explore how to navigate the wilderness of human nature. Gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse and thought manipulation, with the aim of planting doubts in the mind of a person or group of people to make them question their own memory and perception of reality. It's been spotted in abusive relationships where it can destabilize the victim, make them unable to think clearly and so become dependent on the abuser. It also lives in the social domain and the political arena, where it's used as a tactic to preserve inequality or gain political dominance over large groups of people. Gaslighting may first appear as an honest, logical disagreement, but you can identify it by its telling signs, such as repeated lying, persistent denial of facts and evidence, misdirection, and contradiction. The term comes from a 1938 play called Gaslight and its movie adaptations, in which a husband misplaces objects and blames it on the wife in order to convince her she's losing her mind and should be institutionalized. He also tells her the occasional dimming of gas lights in the house is just a figment of her imagination. In reality, the gas lights flicker because he's turned on the lights in the attic, secretly searching for valuables. Gaslighting as a behaviour was first noted in a clinical report in 1969, which included a handful of cases where people were sent to a mental hospital through an elaborate plot designed to make them look mentally ill. This pure form of gaslighting, in which the manipulator intentionally plots to make someone look insane and get rid of them, is quite rare. More often, gaslighting involves a desire to gain influence over someone and keep them around or keep them from causing trouble. In relationships, gaslighters may repeatedly deny any wrongdoing, even in the face of solid evidence. In the workplace, an employee who's left out of meetings might be told they're just paranoid, and someone who's experienced harassment may hear they're just too sensitive. The idea is to ignore facts, erode a person's judgment, and coerce them into believing an alternate narrative. And this strategy works magic in politics. Although circumventing facts and pushing agendas to masses of people is nothing new, gaslighting saw a spike in interest during the 2016 presidential election in the US, and the term gained a new mainstream recognition. Gaslighting hasn't been studied extensively, and we don't fully understand what drives this behaviour. But we can take a look at its components: compulsive lying and intolerance for opposition. The ability to lie and manipulate others is a universal human trait that emerges early on in childhood. Researchers speculate that it may have given us an advantage by replacing the need to use physical force to get what we want. But most people have limits. Gaslighters, though, lie compulsively and only make up even bigger lies when confronted. And according to philosopher Kate Abramson of Indiana University, gaslighters can't tolerate any challenge to the way they see things. The anxiety about the possibility of disagreement leads gaslighters to erode the other person's sense of judgment and independent perspective. So, how can you turn off the gas? Stopping gaslighting isn't easy, but you can start by taking these steps. Pay careful attention to your own experience. Instead of doubting yourself, ask the opinion of a third person and check in with them regularly. When stuck in a problematic relationship, seek help from a therapist. And note that not everyone gaslights intentionally. Be aware of your own behaviours, as well as those of others. Human relationships can be strange and treacherous. But if you know what red flags to look for, you can try to avoid falling into some traps. Until next time. And one more thing. You guys know that I love breakfast, from donuts to banana bread to Vegemite on toast. But recently I heard that this idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day is a myth, and it made me really sad. So I turned to Danielle.
Well, thanks, Vanessa. So this week on The Origin of Everything, we'll be evaluating whether or not breakfast being the most important meal of the day is actually true, and also where we got the idea that you should eat 3 meals in a day. So be sure to tune in on our channel to check out this collaboration.
What is breakfast? And how much does it weigh? Follow me over to Danielle's channel. Thank you, bye.